I've mentioned this as the best paintball move that I have ever seen. Alexander Brudnikov right there stealing that gun from Fabrice Tavares Colombo and then going to the snake. Keeps going down the snake just all the way. I don't understand what happened to that pod. Can anyone explain that pod? Maybe he hit it with his right hand right there and popped it out of the way. Crawls all the way down the snake. I kind of edited this, so there's like this is a replay and it jumps into like real time. It's a little weird. Shoots the guy in the mini wall, wraps on the back center guy, has some loader problems, but I believe he pinches him out and he gets shot right there. Red Legion, blow the horn. So it's one of the craziest moves that I think I've ever seen. Like, I kind of don't understand. It's kind of just like wild to me. It's just really cool and creative. But what's interesting is, and a lot of people in the comments were like, I thought you're not allowed to touch people. And I was like, huh, maybe, because at the end of the game, when you're going to hit the buzzer, the refs don't want, like, you're not supposed to touch each other, right? Your teammates and you're both running to the start gate and, you're going to hit the buzzer and your teammate's like, wait, stop. And they're like, oh, I want you to turn around and make sure you're not hit. But they're always like emphasizing, don't touch each other, right? We don't want you to touch each other, which makes perfect sense because you're like, yeah, we don't want you like just wiping off a hit really fast. You're like, oh, turn around, So they don't want you like wiping hits off each other. So like, but there's actually nowhere in the rule books that says you can't touch each other. I looked all over the rule books and like, I don't know. There's nothing in the rule books that says like you can't touch each other. There's nothing that says like you can't make physical contact. It says you can't make physical contact with like malice intent and like, you can't do all these like, punch people and that kind of shit. But it doesn't say anything about like touching your teammates. So like, in this situation, everyone was like, but I thought you can't touch your teammates, but I don't know. Apparently you can. It doesn't like say anything about not touching your teammates, which makes sense because, all the time we're in bunkers with each other, you're both in the can or whatever. And like, you're kind of rubbing up on each other or your backs are touching or something like that. So it's like, we're always touching each other. Like, just as like a fact of like playing in the same bunker together. It's just, you're going to just bump into each other sometimes. So yeah, you can touch each other. It's just very weird at the end of the game. The refs are like, oh, don't touch each other. Like, why? Like, I don't know. It doesn't, for sure, don't wipe hits off, but I'm not doing that. I can't like just spin him around or something, but grab his shoulder. It's odd. So you can touch each other. Touch each other all you want. Just make sure you have the copy of the rule book when the refs are like, you can't do that. I just think this is fantastic. I love the creativity we always see from the little Russian guy. I don't know if I should say that. That's kind of mean. He's like the best paintball player ever. Saw refs eliminating players for touching at the UXBL this weekend when going to hit the buzzer. That's what I thought. Right? And then I'm like, all the comments on YouTube were like, I don't know. They made me like look over the manual. Not the manual, but the NXL rule book. We can't open it. It'll just open in there. So contact. So a person who engages in intentional physical contact with an official, right? Okay, great. You can't touch an official. Second, any person who engages in hostile physical contact. Intentional physical contact, players will be ejected from the tournament grounds following infractions. Intentional physical contact, yeah, right. More like don't punch each other. I don't think that there's anywhere in the rule book about like physical contact with teammates. I mean, like I said, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. It could be worded some other way as well too. I mean, like I said, look at this goddamn manual. It's not like I read the rule book. I didn't read the whole goddamn rule book, but I, did some quick search terms and just couldn't find anything. I don't know. Because I always thought that too. I was like, oh yeah, you can't touch each other. And I was like, wait a minute. We're constantly touching each other.